close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football. This is Inside the Game. Sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Well, howdy and happy Halloween and happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to Week 10 of KSAN's Inside the Game, where we take you inside the games here in the Concho Valley. I'm your host, Griff McClellan, usually, but tonight you can call me Ted. We're approaching the home stretch with just 2 weeks left in the regular season. District play becomes more and more crucial each week, which means we have a stacked lineup of all scores and highlights tonight. So without further ado, let's dive right in, starting with Class 6A and the Central Bobcats. The Central Bobcats hit the road one more time this season, taking on last place Odessa. Opening drive for the Cats as for Odessa, Philip Carrasco, who scrambles to his right. He's going to find his way in the end zone from 14 yards out. PAT would be blocked, though, in the ensuing play, so make it 6-0 Odessa. The Bobcats would respond, though, with a rushing touchdown of their own from Elijah Allen. Their PAT would be good to put up by one. They lead 7-6 on the road. Broncos ball next, just a second. It's a bad snap by Odessa, which, of course, leads to a fumble recovery by the Bobcats. And then they would make them pay with an 8-yard touchdown run from Darius Hewitt. Central leads 14-6. Up 8 on the road. The Bobcats were clinging to a 35-26 advantage in the fourth quarter, so a 2-score lead, and that's where we stand at last check. Bobcats looking to seal the deal. Now over to 4A. Lakeview, enjoying its best season in quite some time, already guaranteed themselves a winning season in their district opener at Pecos last week. Tonight, they faced one more road opponent, Big Spring. This one is once again going in the Chiefs' favor. Unbelievable. Ahead 76-49 in the fourth quarter. The Chiefs improved to 2-0, setting themselves up in prime position for a district title, which they can claim on their home field next week. San Angelo TLCA still searching for that first win in 2 seasons, hosting Comanche tonight. First quarter with Comanche up a touchdown, 7-0 TLCA possession, and Eagles quarterback Jonah Munoz gets picked off by Comanche's C.T. Buford for a pick 6, 14-0 Indians. Later in the first quarter, Eagles possession again. TLCA QB Munoz picks up some big yards for TLCA's longest gain of the opening quarter, but the drive would stall. Still opening quarter, TLCA trying to get something going. Munoz fires a pass to Joseph Luna, who makes a nice reception on his back there. Later in the first, Comanche ball now, and the Indians stretch their lead to 3 scores, 21-0 on a touchdown reception here by same guy, C.T. Buford, for his second score in the quarter, and this time on offense. Time winding down the first quarter, TLCA quarterback again can't find an open receiver, and he takes off on a run but gets sandwiched by the Comanche defense. Second quarter action now. Comanche looking to increase the lead, and of course they do that on a strong short touchdown run here by Caden Carroll. 28-0. TLCA was eyeing its first win of the season, but it's nowhere close. Comanche wins by 42. Final score tonight, 54-12. Staying in 3A, the Brady Bulldogs coming in undefeated with a 3-0 district record, looking to clinch a playoff spot with a win, hosting the 1-2 Tolar Rattlers in their final home game of the year. Tonight, Brady gets it done again, improving to 4-0 with another low-scoring win. Sorry you can't see it. That's an error on our end on the board. The final score is 20-14. Bulldogs are going to the playoffs. Grape Creek looking to bounce back from a shutout loss 1 week ago, trying to clinch a playoff spot tonight. And it's pretty simple. Winning, you're in. Grape Creek's second drive after a turnover on downs for both teams. Darrell West, we've heard his name before, hits his first of 2 halftime scores. This one, a little over a 30-yard direct snap. Wildcat formation, 7-0 early. Merkel, another turnover on downs, leads to another Grape Creek drive, and the senior Garcia punches this one in on 4th down, 14-0 second quarter. 6 minutes to go in the half. Darrell West again gets the snap, cuts left, and spins in place, but the entire Badger defense just is entirely fool on that, and Darrell Houdini pops up on the outside, and it would be a foot race to the end zone for his second score, electrifying the Eagles crowd. Grape Creek held a 21-0 halftime lead and got the ball back at half and never looked back in this one, winning by 21. The final score, 35-14. And now for more post-game insight, we now send it over to Brian Cunningham, who is live inside Eagle Stadium. Brian, take it away.
Good evening, I'm Brian Cunningham, and we are live from Eagle Stadium. This was the final game of the year for Grape Creek, so this is when it mattered. The last 10 weeks, the preseason, the offseason, everything came down to this moment. A few weeks ago, you had a big dominant win, and you had to take it into this one because there is no game next week. Next week, the rest of your district plays, and you sit at home, and you get to watch the fruits of your labor, and now those fruits, they have sprouted. You are now going to get a playoff berth going into the next 2 weeks. You've now solidified after a 35-14 win. Darrell West, like I said, had to have a Darrell West game, and he did. He had 4 touchdowns, 2 50-plus yard scores. He played Houdini in the first half, and the defense was lights out today. They held Merkel, a very good team, to 14 points offensively. That is winning football when you have the type of scheme that Grape Creek has, where they have to play ahead of the other team. Again, live from Grape Creek Stadium here at Eagle Stadium. We have a great game for you guys. 35-14 was the final score. Grape Creek takes the win on the last game of the year.
All right, thanks, Brian. Glad to see you stayed safe after riding that bull earlier. We're going to take a quick timeout, but don't go anywhere because coming up next, we have a stacked lineup full of all your favorite Class 2A team scores and highlights. Inside the Game returns after this break. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Inside the Game. Time now is promised for all things Class 2A, and we start in Cristobal, where the Cougars host a crucial district matchup versus Concho Valley rival Sonora. Essentially a must-win for both teams to put themselves in prime playoff position in such a tight district. The Cougars and Broncos collide, both teams 2-1 in district. The winner gains a huge playoff advantage in terms of seeding going forward. First quarter, no score. Broncos on the move. Aaron Segura over the middle to Jose Guerra for a Sonora first down. And we move ahead later in the drive. Broncos knocking on the door of the Cougars goal line. Handoff to Aaron Portillo for the 2-yard touchdown. 2-point try good, 8-0 Sonora. Second quarter now, fourth down was a theme for Cristobal in this drive. Ty DeBusk with the QB1 with the quarterback keep there to move the chains. Getting good for a Cougar first down. Later, Cristobal facing another fourth down, this time DeBusk looking in the direction of Israel Boggs, but Armani Coronado there for the tip drill on the 66-yard pick six to make it 14-0 Bronco Nation. Visitors dominating this one so far. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Sonora once again looking for 6. Handoff to John Ray Acevedo for the 8-yard touchdown. Sonora would lead big at half, 26-0, jumping ahead, and they never look back, dominating for a pivotal 38-14 win. Cristobal does not control its own destiny. Needs a little help going forward. Sonora in the driver's seat there. Number 6, Ozona, same district, looking to continue demolishing opponents on both sides of the ball as they've done all season. Tonight, a little different. Ozona has already punched its playoff ticket, however, looking for a district title with a little bit of help if Cristobal loses, which happens, so Ozona has clinched the district. Tonight, it looks like Christian Villarreal, might have had another monster performance. We'll discuss him later on in the show, but the Lions hold on to win late, securing that title by a final score of 46-40. Mason, after a turbulent 1-3 start to its season, has rallied off 4 straight wins and can clinch a playoff spot tonight with a Harper loss. That's yet to be determined, and perhaps district with a win and San Saba loss. Tonight, the Punchers do it again, taking care of business in Johnson City, knocking out the Eagles. Final score, 45-13. The Punchers back in full form. El Dorado hosting Wink, both unbeaten at 3-0. Winner clinches the outright district title tonight, so pretty appealing matchup on paper, but this one turned out to be a one-sided affair in favor of the visitors. Wink driving in the red zone, 4:20 to go in the first quarter. Wildcats score again, lead 14-0 early on. Wildcats ball again after an Eagles punt, and back to business they go. Another out route puts Wink ahead, 21-0. El Dorado trying to gain any kind of momentum, really. Johnny Ray down the quarterback, and Kane Brock, tight end, not on the same page here. That's incomplete, overthrown over the head of Brock, and El Dorado is only able to muster 8 points all night as Wink makes a huge statement, leaving town with a district title and 47-8 victory. Now, it's been a rough season for Sterling City, coming in at 1-7, but that could change if they're able to pull it off tonight in its home finale versus McCamey. But this one goes to McCamey. The Badgers get the job done on the road, improving its district record to an even 2-2, 42-6 the final score. And now the Miles Bulldogs hosting the Winters Blizzards. These two reside in the cellar of the District 7-2A Division II standings, each coming in at 0-3. The Bulldogs look to weather the storm and gather its second win of the season and first since week 2. Tonight, this one goes in Miles' favor, ahead at last check, 38-24 in the fourth quarter at Gary Creechy Memorial Stadium. Miles searching for its first win since week 2 there, and concluding Class 2A coverage. Let's check in with the 4th-ranked Junction Eagles on the road tonight at La Prairie. The Eagles look to continue soaring as the only unbeaten team in District 14 2A Division II, and they do so, knocking off the Bulldogs 69-0, making it look easy. And don't go anywhere, folks. It's time to call our second timeout of the evening, but when we come back, we'll have everything 6-man Class 1A in Week 10. Stay tuned, everyone. All right, folks, welcome back to KSAN's Inside the Game Week 10. Time now to dive into our 6-man lineup, starting in Mertzen, where a powerhouse meets an underdog. Number 2, Water Valley visiting Erie County. The Wildcats looking to stay unbeaten while the Hornets look to pull off a massive shocker. First quarter, Water Valley up 14-8. Erie County trying to keep pace, but oh no, a bad break there for the Hornets here as Hagen Turman fumbles and it's recovered by Josiah Martinez. Sets the Wildcats up in great field position and they capitalize. Brenton Lacey starts right, now cuts left and takes it all the way for a touchdown, 20-8. PAT no good. Hornets turn over on downs in their ensuing drive, and here come the Wildcats once more. Boston Wees fends off tacklers, bulldozes his way in the end zone, plows ahead, and scores 26-8. Next possession, second quarter. This time the Hornets find the end zone. Luke Seahorn, quarterback, rolls right, finds his tight end who dives for it. That's Kyle Olivin in the end zone, 26-16. Water Valley adds another here as Landon Lacey connects with Rhett Dickinson, who juggles it, has to come back for it, but never takes his eyes off the football, and he scores. Wildcats go ahead 34-16, and they take it, blanking the Hornets the rest of the way in this one for a 62-16 win as Water Valley officially clinches a postseason berth. Robert Lee looking to get back on track after getting blown out 1 week ago, hosting Verabest in its final regular season game at Griffith Stadium this year. No surprise here. Brenner Sherwood, you've heard his name a lot, takes over. Empty backfield. He takes off. No Falcons are nearby to catch him. Touchdown Steers, 6-0. Steers ball once again. Sherwood once again goes left. Makes it too easy. Robert Lee ahead 14-0 now. But Verabest not going down without a fight yet. Taking flight here as Jaden Sakedo sets up a screen pass to Xavier Cologne, spins free, and he's going to go. Falcons on the board here, 14-6. But of course, like we said earlier, you can't forget about the guy on the other sideline. Brenner Sherwood putting on an absolute clinic with another touchdown run of his own, calling his own number. And it's all Steers from that point, getting the job done at home, 56-6. Robert Lee is going back to the playoffs. And now going back in time, Thursday night, 24 hours ago, the number 8 ranked Menard Yellow Jackets escaped Rock Springs with another dub, defeating the Angoras 48-44, staying undefeated at 9-0 overall and 4-0 in district, clinching the district title. Menard avoids a scare, though. This is important to note because given that this was by far their closest margin of victory at just 4 points. But prior to Week 10, Menard's narrowest margin of victory was 21, so a big difference. It's definitely a test for the Yellow Jackets, but regardless, they wind up with the same result, winning, stay unbeaten. Eden on the road one final time this year, visiting the last place Nueces Canyon Panthers, and Eden is going to take it ahead 76-34 in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs are going to secure a much-needed win after back-to-back disastrous performances against Leakey, 68-33, and Medina, 54-7. And our final game tonight, Bront hosts Trent. The Longhorns were hoping to stay afloat in District 6-1A Division II as the lone unbeaten squad, and they certainly live up to it. They knock off the Gorillas tonight. Final score is 62-12. They get a massive 50-point win. Time to take our third and final turn out of the show, but stay with us because when we come back, we'll conclude tonight's show with trivia, some headlines, look ahead, and once again, we continue to track Texas high school football history. Stay tuned, everybody. Welcome back, Concho Valley. As promised, time to track some history. In case you're unaware by now, there's one player in the Concho Valley who's chasing a single-season record that has stood strong for 72 years. That guy is, of course, Ozona Lions running back Christian Villarreal, who is having a season for the ages. He and the Lions are overwhelming opponents every week. They narrowly held on to win tonight, but nonetheless, they still get it done, staying undefeated. But breaking down the stats for you more specifically, here you go. His season totals through 9 weeks, so keep in mind that this is prior to tonight's game. We'll have updated stats later when we get in touch with their coach. He has a whopping 2,858 rushing yards, 42 rushing touchdowns, and 228 additional receiving yards. Simply put, remarkable stuff from Christian. And to refresh your memory, the current Texas single-season rushing record is 4,045 yards, belongs to Kenneth Hall of Sugar Land, who set it in 1953 in just 12 games, regular and post combined. Many consider this 72-year record, unbreakable, being the only 4,000-plus rushing season in state history, but that could all change if Villarreal can make the seemingly impossible in order to do so. Villarreal needs to average 395 yards, rushing yards that is, per game over the next 3 games. And now, of course, with football season comes our annual Concho Valley High School Football Trivia Challenge. Enter the sweepstakes. Visit our website, ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Click the contest tab above and submit your answers each week for your chance to win the grand prize, a $100 HEB gift card. That's what I'm talking about. Weekly winners are announced every Sunday night, each of whom receive an automatic bid for the final drawing. The grand prize winner will be announced at the end of the season in mid-November. And looking at tonight's trivia question, when did the Robert Lee Steers join the six-man league? Was it 1969, 1993, 2004, or more recently 2018? Once again, remember to visit our site and submit your answer. And now to some Week 10 headlines in case you're just now tuning in. Central trying to hold on in the fourth quarter at Odessa, holding a 2-score lead at last check, seeking back-to-back district wins. Lakeview is on the cusp of another district win, dominating Big Spring by 27 ahead, 76-49 on the road at last check. Over to 3A, Grape Creek bounces back, handling Merkel with ease. Merkel, a bit of a surprise team this year, coming off a losing season, actually a winless season, I should say. Nonetheless, Grape Creek gets it done 35-14, and as Brian explained earlier, Darrell West has another phenomenal night, dominating the ground. Sonora gets a huge road win at Cristobal, setting themselves up in prime playoff position heading into the final week of the season. And to conclude our headlines, number 6 Ozona was definitely tested tonight. They hold on to defeat Forest Sand in a high-scoring thriller by 1 score, 46-40. And now looking ahead to Week 11 already, the final week of the regular season. Expect competitiveness unlike any other week of the season, as it all comes down to this, folks, with playoff spots up for grabs. Talk about a frenzy. First up, Central hosts defending district champion Wolfforth Friendship. For some Thursday night lights action, Lakeview plays its first and only home district game. Second-ranked Wall returns from its bye week on the road once again for the 6th time this season to face Stanton, and 6th-ranked Ozona hosts Cristobal, and a crucial all-Country Valley clash in Sonora hosts winless Colorado City. But wait, there's more, of course. Mason hosts San Saba, El Dorado travels to McCamey, 4th-ranked Junction hosts Sabinal, and in 6-man, Robert Lee can only watch during its bye week. They've already clinched a playoff spot, but nonetheless, 2nd-ranked Water Valley hosts Paint Rock. And to conclude our lineup, 8th-ranked Menard looks to complete its perfect season with a visit at Eden. That's all tonight for Inside the Game. Thanks for joining us as always. Don't forget to tune in next week when teams conclude their push for the playoffs. But until then, have a good night, everyone.
Catering for Friday night football staff is provided by Chick-fil-A. Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.